Welcome, fellow theorists, to the twisted timeline of Five Nights at Freddy's. What started as a simple indie horror game has grown into a global legend, filled with creepy animatronics, hidden messages, and some of the most confusing lore in gaming history. If you ever thought, wait, who's the crying child again? Don't worry, you're not the only one. Today we're diving deep into the full story of FNAF, from the first jump scare as a Fredbear's to the digital ghost of glitch trap in your VR headset. Heads up, FNAF lore is wild, constantly changing, and honestly a little bonkers. But we're piecing together everything from games, books to secret endings into one solid timeline. So grab your Fazbear plushie, double lock the doors, and let's finally figure out what's really going on behind that smiling Freddy face. In the 1970s, two men, Henry Emily, a brilliant engineer with a heart for children, and William Afton, a businessman hiding some dark secrets, create Fredbear's Family Diner. The star attraction? Two animatronics, Fredbear and Spring Bonnie. What makes them special? Their spring-lock suits, dual-purpose animatronics that can also be worn as costumes. It sounds initiative, but the technology is unstable. One drop of moisture or a sudden movement and the spring lock snaps shut, crushing the person inside. Gruesome foreshadowing. Henry, the kind creator, also builds the puppet, or the marionette some people call her, an animatronic designed to comfort and protect kids. But behind the scenes, William Afton begins experimenting with his fascination. His fascination? Immortality through science and souls. His twisted curiosity soon takes a turn for the deadly. William Afton has three children. Michael Afton, the oldest, Elizabeth Afton, bright and curious, Evan Afton, often referred as the crying child. William creates Circus Baby, a killing machine, and the other fun time animatronics also are the killing machines. So yeah, Circus Baby, a beautiful animatronic designed to entertain. But she also has a hidden claw built to capture children and their souls. Fetch me their souls. William warns Elizabeth not to go near her, but she does anyway. Sadly, Circus Baby kills her. Elizabeth's soul is trapped inside the animatronic. Meanwhile, Evan is terrified of the animatronic. Michael teases him relentlessly. On Evan's birthday at Fredbear's, Michael and his friends lift him up and put him inside Fredbear's mouth for a joke. Evan cries. The tear of Evan hit the animatronic. The animatronic glitches and chomp. Fredbear bites down. Evan is rushed to the hospital and dies. This is the infamous bite of 83. And as Evan fades, he hears the words, "I will put you back together," said by his own father, William Afton. Now, the missing children incident of 1985. Fredbear's Diner closes, but William and Henry open a new location, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. But tragedy follows. William uses a yellow Spring Bonnie suit to lure children away. He murders at least 5 and hides their bodies inside the animatronics. The police investigate but never find enough proof. The media dubs the missing children's incident. Henry's daughter, Charlotte, is one of the victims, killed outside the restaurant actually. Her soul possesses the puppet, who then gives life to the other murdered kids. Gabriel becomes Freddy, Susie becomes Chica, Fritz becomes Foxy, and Jeremy becomes Bonnie, and Cassidy possibly becomes Golden Freddy. Now the animatronics are haunted. Fazbear's becomes a house of ghosts. Now the toy animatronics and the bite of 87 is the next. In 1987, a new Freddy's opens with toy animatronics, shiny, smart, and facially tracked. But they're glitchy, aggressive, and still haunted by old memories. We play as Jeremy Fitzgerald, a night guard just trying to survive. This is where the bite of 87 happens. Many fans believe Mangle, the broken fox, is the culprit. After the bite, the location is shut down. The older animatronics, the ones with the dead kids inside, are stored away. The original game, in 1993, the FNAF 1, the old animatronics are brought back for one last attempt at reopening. Still, that's stupid as shit. We play as Mike Schmidt, secretly Michael Afton under an alias. The animatronics wander at night looking for their killer. They mistake Michael for his father, William Afton. They try to kill him. Michael survives the 5 nights, but the place is closed again. At this point, William has disappeared and the ghosts are getting restless. Now, FNAF 3, Fazbear's Fright, 2023. Years later, Freddy's becomes a legend. A horror attraction called Fazbear's Fright opens, full of props and spooky memorabilia. But they find Springtrap, an animatronic with real corpse inside. What corpse? William Afton's corpse, actually. Decades earlier, he tried dismantling the haunted animatronics in a back room, but the spirits cornered him. He hides inside the Spring Bonnie suit, but it malfunctions. The springs locks fail, and he's crushed inside, trapped, rotting, and alive. You play as a night guard again, Michael Afton. If you get the good ending, the ghosts are set free. If you get the bad ending, sorry, I don't know. I never got the bad ending. I don't know. I'm so sorry. Sister location. Afton's experiments continue. Now we follow Michael Afton, trying to undo his father's legacy. He takes a job at Circus Baby's Entertainment and Rental, a facility renting out animatronics. The animatronics, Ballora, Funtime Freddy, Funtime Foxy, and Baby are different. They are smarter, more dangerous. They've killed before. Remember, these are killing machines, programmed and built, trapping kids inside and harvesting their souls for immortality by William Afton himself. Okay? Michael is tricked by Ennard, a fusion of all the animatronics. Ennard uses him as a vessel. They scoop out his insides and wear him like a suit. Somehow, Michael survives, likely due to Remnant, a mysterious metal tied to agony and soul possession. He rots but lives. And let's just stop right there. He lives with all of his intestines, all of his stuff outside his body. He spits out Ennard, and we hear a slight voice of Elizabeth or the circus baby saying that he won't die.
You won't die.
That's where we come here. He rots but lives. He says, "Father, I'm going to come find you."
Father, it's me, Michael. I did it. I found it. It was right where you said it would be. They were all there. They didn't recognize me at first, but then they thought I was you. and I found her. I put her back together, just like you asked me to. She's free now. But something is wrong with me. I should be dead, but I'm not. I've been living in shadows. There is only one thing left for me to do now. I'm going to come find you. I'm going to come find you.
Henry builds a pizzeria, not to entertain but to trap. One by one, all the major threats return. Scrap Baby, Circus Baby Elizabeth, Molten Freddy, Ennard, Lefty housing the puppet, and Scrap Trap. William Afton reborn. Yep. In Fazbear Fights, Michael Afton burned down the whole establishment, burning Springtrap and William Afton with him. Henry burns it all. He delivers a powerful speech. Here's the speech.
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth, if you still even remember that name, but I'm afraid you've been misinformed. You are not here to receive a gift, nor have you been called here by the individual you assume, although you have indeed been called. You have all been called here, into a labyrinth of sounds and smells, misdirection and misfortune. A labyrinth with no exit, a maze with no prize. You don't even realize that you are trapped. Your lust for blood has driven you in endless circles, chasing the cries of children in some unseen chamber, always seeming so near, yet somehow out of reach. But you will never find them. None of you will. This is where your story ends. And to you, my brave volunteer, who somehow found this job listing not intended for you. Although there was a way out planned for you, I have a feeling that's not what you want. I have a feeling that you are right where you want to be. I am remaining as well. I am nearby. This place will not be remembered, and the memory of everything that started this can finally begin to fade away, as the agony of every tragedy should. And to you monsters trapped in the corridors, be still, and give up your spirits. They don't belong to you. For most of you, I believe there is peace, and perhaps more, waiting for you after the smoke clears. Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole, so don't keep the devil waiting, friend. My daughter, if you can hear me, I knew you would return as well. It's in your nature to protect the innocent. I'm sorry that on that day, the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up into their arms, the way you lifted others into yours. And then, what became of you? I should have known you wouldn't be content to disappear. Not my daughter. I couldn't save you then, so let me save you now. It's time to rest, for you, and for those you have carried in your arms. This ends, for all of us, in communication.
You are all trapped. This ends for all of us. Everyone dies. The souls are finally freed. The nightmare is over. Or is it? Help Wanted and Glitch Trap. Afton goes digital. In the VR game Help Wanted, Fazbear Entertainment tries to erase its dark past. But William Afton's code infects the game, becoming Glitch Trap. Yeah, a digital ghost. He brainwashes a woman named Vanessa, turning her into a killer named Vanny. Afton is back as Code. Code, yeah, like, you know, like Python and shit. In Security Breach, you play as Gregory, a boy trapped in the Mega Pizzaplex. Gregory, or should I say the Crying Child, they are seemingly different. No, seemingly, wait, no, I said wrong. They are accurate. They are exactly the same. And They both are robots. You know why? First of all, William Afton in FNAF 4 said, "I'm going to put you back together by to the crying child." And the second, Gregory can go into the charging port with Freddy. If I went in there, I would be electrocuted. But yeah, back to the timeline, okay? In Security Breach, you play as Gregory, a boy trapped in the Mega Pizzaplex. The animatronics are corrupted, except for one, Glamrock Freddy, who helps Gregory escape. You're hunted by Montgomery Gator, Roxanne Wolf, Glamrock Chica, and Vanny/Vanessa. Gregory uncovers Burn Trap, another form of Afton, hidden below the Pizzaplex. And below there is also the first location. There's also something called the Mimic, a AI that copies behavior and possibly drives the chaos. In the Ruin DLC, Casey, a new protagonist, dives into the ruins to save Gregory. Instead, she finds more darkness and the possible rise of a new villain. The movie. The FNAF movie re-images the story. Mike Schmidt, or Michael Afton, becomes the lead. Vanessa is William Afton's daughter. Abby is Mike's sister. Plays the role of a sensitive child who can see spirits. Yep. William, played by Matthew Lillard, also known as Shaggy from fucking Scooby-Doo, is the Springtrap killer. And the animatronics are haunted still, but more emotional. It simplifies the lore, but keeps the creepy heart intact. Conclusion. The end. Question mark. From a diner to a digital virus, FNAF has become a story about grief, obsession, and the horrifying consequences of cheating death. William Afton started it all, and despite being crushed, burned, erased, and literally keyboard deleted, he keeps coming back. And with new games, books, and films on the way, one thing's clear: it never really is over. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching, and remember, they are still out there.